Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Samantha and I make videos on minimalism, my no-buy lifestyle, work-life balance, travel and health and fitness. So today I really wanted to make a video on what I spend in a week. I've been watching these videos go around on my feed and I've really been enjoying them, and I've been like, oh, what do people spend their money on? So I wanted to make a video on that, and I actually went through my bank statement and I went through one by one every line item what I had spent. So from the 11th to the 17th of November is what we're looking at. There were a few exceptions, but then I decided to keep those exceptions in because I had a look overall at my calendar, and there are always exceptions. There are always birthdays, there are always Christmas presents that need to be bought, there are always holidays upcoming. So these exceptions definitely made it in there. Before we begin, I wanted to give some context. I live at home with my parents, with my husband. He also lives in the family home with us. We're actually saving this year because we want to move out next year. So in that way, I don't need to pay rent. I don't really need to pay a lot of groceries because I eat what my family eats, which has been really good, and it does save me a lot of money. I work in the media and I work in London. Media jobs aren't super highly paid, but I am in my mid-30s and I'm fairly senior, I would say mid-management level, so I earn a decent wage in my opinion. You know, I could always be earning more, but it's an okay salary. So I wanted to give you some overall background before I began telling you what I spent in the week. So I've got my notes written in my notebook and I'll go through them one by one. So on the 11th of November, which was the Monday, the first line item that I have are some items from Boots and Amazon, and the items are these. So they are Frizzi's products for curly hair. Now I always wear my hair straight and you always see me wearing my hair straight, but I've really started to want to wear it more curly, and the reason is I don't want to damage my hair anymore with heat, and I just thought it would be kind of nice to change up my look. I'm still gonna wear it straight probably for videos and probably for special occasions and stuff, but on the day-to-day at work I'd rather wear it curly. I did agonize over buying these products because from Boots I bought £11.98 worth of goods, and in Amazon I bought £5 worth of goods, all like Frizzy stuff. I just couldn't find one product that I wanted in Boots, that's why I bought it from Amazon, and together they cost about £17. So £11.98 from Boots and £5 from Amazon, and I thought, wow, £17 is a lot. But then I just feel like for your health in any way, if it's for your physical health, your hair health, any type of health stuff, I think you're justified in buying products. So that's how I justified it to myself, and that's what I spent the money on. And then that day I also bought a microwave meal for my lunch. I bought, it was like really cold, it turned really cold, and I wanted something warming, so it was a vegetarian lasagna, and it was absolutely delicious. It was pretty low in calories but quite a lot in like salt intake, but it was really nice, so I had it. So on Monday the 11th of November my total came to £19.18 because the microwavable soup was £2.20. So that was my total for Monday, £19.18. On the 12th of November, I bought a Boots sandwich. That's quite a normal lunch for me, a Boots sandwich. You can get the £1 sandwiches, but I actually like the Shapers range, which is a little bit healthier, the Shapers range of sandwiches. So that comes to £2. And I also bought a cuppa soup, a packet of cuppa soup, a mushroom cuppa soup from Sainsbury's, which was £1.30. So on that day for lunch, I spent £3.30. And then later that day, I had to purchase my monthly travel card from my house into central London, so that cost about £160. I should actually tell you the exact numbers. That cost £158.30. So overall on Tuesday the 12th of November I spent £161.60. On Wednesday it was a fairly cheap day, which was good. I just bought a Boots sandwich because I already had the cuppa soup, which has 4 sachets in, so that covered me into Wednesday. So on Wednesday I only spent £2 on the sandwich. On the 14th of November, Thursday, I spent £2 on another Boots sandwich. So as you can see, there's a theme. I do like a Boots sandwich. It's gotten warmer now, so I'm not as in the mood to make my own salad, so I've switched back to sandwiches. It's a little bit easier and it kind of costs around the same, so I'm spending about £12 on my lunches now with the soup and the sandwiches, and with the salads I was spending about £10 to £15 I would say, replenishing ingredients, maybe slightly less, maybe more like 10, so I maybe spend a little bit more on my sandwiches and my soup. So that day, I actually had a media event to go to, and which I took Andrew to. It was the opening of a bar. It's called Redwood Bar next to London Bridge Station. It was amazing. Normally some media invites and events can look a lot more glamorous than they are. It's a bit of a cattle rush is the only way I can describe it, because all journos love a freebie and everybody's trying to get like their free stuff, and it's just so many people. And normally I don't really like them, but sometimes I'll go to one. So in this one, I think the PR had contacted me twice and I felt bad to say no. And if you're wondering like where I get these media invites from, well, I work in the media for my full-time job, and I also run London City Girl, so that's where I get the invites for. So I went to that, and we did have free drinks, but I also wanted to buy some snacks, and the snacks came to £8. And what was the snacks? It was chicken strippers and some dip, and there wasn't loads of it. Like Andrew and I kind of reasoned that if we still felt hungry, we would go and buy some stuff like later on. Actually, we did buy stuff. We bought like chicken and chips on the way home, which I haven't accounted for. I need to put this into my total. Hang on, give me 2 seconds. So the chicken and chip place near my house is super cheap. You can get 6 chicken wings and chips for £2, which is brilliant. So it's a really nice, generous portion. So yes, on Thursday I bought my lunch. I bought the snacks from the Redwood bar near London Bridge, and then I also bought chicken and chips on the way home. Then on Friday, my friend, my ex-colleague, she came for lunch and we went to Nando's, and I got the I got the beanie wrap and I got peri peri fries with it as well, and that was £8.45. I mean, I did really eat last week, and I think it was because like a lot of unhealthy food like fries and stuff like that, and I think it was because it was cold, and I have been eating fairly healthy over the last few months, and I was just a bit like, oh, I want to eat a little bit, so that's why I ate. Saturday was very, very expensive, and that was because we had friends coming down from Scotland to see us. So they were Andrew's best friend and his fiance. They came down, and we knew it was going to be a pretty good night because they love their booze and they love their food, and they had other friends joining us as well, so it was a pretty big group. And you don't want to be kind of the type people being like, oh no, we can't, like, you know, we can't order another glass of wine, and being all penny pinching and stuff. So we had kind of accounted for it. I mean, nobody was being, well, you'll see the numbers. Maybe we were being slightly extravagant. I'm not going to say we weren't being at all extravagant. So, travel to where they work, because they were slightly outside of London, was £18 train fare. Then we took a cab to their hotel, which was £5 together, but we split it 50-50, so £2.50. Our meal, my half of the bill for my meal came to £37.50. We had 2 courses and a glass of wine. I had 2 courses and a glass of wine. And then we went to the cocktail bar. This is where it got expensive. Really expensive. For my drinks, just my drinks, 3 glasses of wine. Oh my gosh. £32.50. Isn't that insane? That's so much money for like alcohol. But it was a very, very fancy cocktail bar, and we knew what we were getting ourselves in for, and we had budgeted for it. Now on the way home, we were still hungry. This is the thing that you get in these like fancy places. You're still hungry after you come home. So I bought like some food from Tesco, like a meal deal and stuff, which they charged me twice for. I'm actually in the middle of arguing with Tesco trying to get my money back, but that's a whole other story. But I'm just going to count one transaction because I'll get the money refunded for what they charged me twice. So for that amount, it was £5.83. So all in all, on that night, I spent, my share was £96.33. If you double it, you'll see how much we spent as a couple. Now that is a lot of money. And this was one of the exceptions I was talking to. This is not normally how we would spend money. However, then I looked at the upcoming weeks. We have family coming down. We've got Christmas presents to cover. We've got friends' birthday parties. Then in January we're going to Dubai. And I thought, hang on, there are plenty of exceptions. So maybe the exception is the norm. Maybe we're not doing the exact same kind of activity, but our lives are pretty full with these kind of special events and occasions, and I need to put them into the budget to be realistic and to give you guys an accurate description. Because what really gets my goats on like influencer videos and minimalist videos are when they're being super unrealistic. I was watching this girl's like minimalist wardrobe, and she didn't even have any sweaters or coats for the different seasons. You can't just say you have one coat and not kind of think about all the ranges of seasons that you get, and you can't pretend that that's your entire wardrobe. And maybe some people do. Maybe I'm just being like too cynical. And then I was watching this other minimalist video who's just like, I bought nothing for 30 days. And I was just like, oh my god, she bought nothing for 30 days. I want to buy nothing for 30 days. And lo and behold, she'd bought loads of stuff. She'd included her groceries, she'd included her gas money, and I get it, but don't title it like, I bought nothing, and the nothing was like in capital letters. You didn't buy nothing, you bought loads of stuff. You didn't know buy, but I guess, you know, clickbait and all of that stuff, and her trying to get views. But, you know, I don't fan her, so I'd never seen this influencer before. Maybe if I had like an existing relationship with her and I'd invested in her as an influencer, I wouldn't have minded it so much, but it really kind of got on my nerves. So on Sunday, because I've spent so much money on Saturday, I spent nothing. I was just like, no. So the grand total for that entire week was £299.44. So essentially £300. Am I disappointed or happy with that? Well, I'm not unhappy, because if you take out the 160 from which I spent on my ticket, it's a lot more reasonable. So I spent about like 140 to 150 on that entire week, which I'm okay with. If you multiply that by 4, that's about £600, which I allow myself. I tend to spend between I tend to spend between £700 to £900 a month. Definitely I aim for less. 900 is super exceptional, but when I've been doing my spreadsheets, that's kind of what it's averaged out to. I think about 700 is probably the right limit. So am I happy with that? I think I'm happy with that. Would I like to go lower? Absolutely. I'm definitely continuing my low buy no buy into next year, so I'm going to reintroduce the spreadsheet and see how I get on, and really try and shave down my costs, definitely in the beginning of the year. And as always, I will be documenting my journey on this channel. So that kind of brings me to the end of this video. As always guys, I really hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe, comment, like and all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye!